everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Breakdown. So, we've had a little bit of a hiatus since the last video, which was breaking down UFC 314. We did very well, as we've been doing for the last little while. I'm going to go over that very quickly, guys, just because, to be honest with you, I haven't gone over the past few cards. Bit of an increased workload and obviously life, but yeah, I love doing this. Here I am making a video. We're back. Let's go over the card quickly. UFC 314. So, first fight, Nora versus Haley. We got it right. Nora won. Marco Tulio versus Trishan Gore. We got it right. Next, we got Sue Maderji versus Mitch Raposo. We got it right. It was a split decision. I don't know if there's... there really isn't, I don't think, too much controversy. I think they made the right decision. I should have probably checked myself more for the next one. I would have liked to, gone on a better streak of getting them right. But Cedricus Dumas versus Mikhail Olajancic didn't go very well. Cedric Dumas got TKO'd pretty early. I don't really think it was a early stoppage. I think it was probably the smart thing to do. But yeah, this was a fight at 185. We haven't really seen Cedric Dumas really fight a guy this big, and yeah, he got knocked out, man. As soon as I saw it kind of happen, I was like, I definitely shouldn't have gone with Cedricus. But yeah, we moved on. Julian Erosa beat Darren Elkins. We called it. Chase Hooper beat Jim Miller. We called it. I changed my, I originally said Yan Jiaonan would win on the video I made, but before, when I released my picks, when I posted my picks or whatever for the fight night for the for UFC 314, I changed that to Verna because I just thought about it a little bit more and I thought Verna would win, which he did, unanimous decision. So we went on a little bit of a streak there. Dan Ige beat Sean Woodson. I thought that was a very early stoppage. I posted a short about it. I like Dan Ige. This is a big win for him coming off of a couple, kind of close fights, I guess you could say, with Diego Lopez and Lerone Murphy. Sean Woodson was undefeated up until fighting Dan Ige. Interesting fight. On all the judges' scorecards, they had the first two rounds going to Dan Ige. I thought Sean won the first round. Yeah, that was a really bad stoppage, to be honest with you. I think Joe Rogan, as it was happening, was like, this is the worst stoppage I've ever seen. But I feel like there's definitely worse, but that was a pretty bad stoppage. So we move up the card. Yeah, so Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. I did not see that happening. I knew Dom might be faster, but I thought maybe Nikita Krylov's maybe a little recency bias, even though he hasn't fought very much. He was on a 3-fight win streak against good guys. Dominic Reyes, up until recently, had been knocked out a lot of times in a row. But this is huge for him. Krylov was ranked, I believe, number 7, so this puts him back kind of in title contention, a guy who was on the back of in his career, kind of considering retiring from the UFC after a couple bad losses. But, he's had a resurgence in his career. He's coming off of 3 wins, and keep it going, man. Dominic Reyes, we love to see it. Continuing on. I said Gene Silva would beat Bryce Mitchell. I saw it more of a TKO, but to be fair, he hit him, knocked him down. He was hurting him on the feet a lot until he fucking darsed him. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, man, I mean, Gene Silva looked good. I was a little worried when he didn't show up on weight, and it took him kind of up until the last minute to weigh in. But he looked awesome. He looked exactly like I thought he would. Another one for the fighting nerds. I like Bryce Mitchell. He's a good fighter, but there was, I think he was saying he was having sleep troubles and stuff. I think that the aura of Gene Silva, even though he kind of turned heel a little bit, Gene Silva, people thought, I guess, was going to be more popular than he actually ended up being, because in the press conference before the fight, everyone was cheering for Bryce Mitchell. Kind of a little bit of a turnaround after some of the things he said, but yeah, the crowd seemed to like Bryce Mitchell, but yeah, Gene Silva got it done, looked better every which way. Kind of hard to, it kind of didn't even look like Bryce Mitchell should be ranked, even though he's number 13 or whatever. He looked really bad. He released a statement after, as he always does, very humble and kind of honest. But yeah, I mean, Bryce Mitchell, I think, has lost a lot of that hype. Obviously, he's still a good fighter, but yeah, Gene Silva, we move up. I think Gene Silva, he also called for a title shot post Bryce Mitchell, which you can't do. I'm sorry. You can't do. You need a couple more wins, especially maybe old Bryce, but he's taking some damage. Yair Rodriguez beat Patricio Pitbull. This is exactly how I saw it happening, like a unanimous decision for Yair. Patricio didn't fucking throw anything in the first round. It was just a bit of a masterclass by Yair, what I thought it would be. Patricio looked old. He looked stiff. Like, you could say that's maybe due to the fact he's never fought in the UFC. Maybe it got to him a little bit, but yeah. Anyways, move up. Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. I said Paddy Pimblett would win. I said he had a better chance of KOing him than Michael Chandler did, and that's kind of what happened. I don't think I picked Paddy by a KO. I think I picked him by like submission or decision. A decision, I think, is what I picked him by. But yeah, Paddy, huge win. Michael Chandler looked gassed. The first round, I mean, I don't know if the judges gave it to Chandler, but Chandler had some takedowns, didn't really land anything, didn't really do much with the takedowns, and yeah, Paddy Pimblett basically had his way with Michael Chandler, and I don't think that the fight would have lasted much longer. So yeah, great win for Paddy. Great win for Paddy. Yeah, I don't really know what you kind of do with him now. Sorry, Michael Chandler. Sorry, Paddy. Like, no, I do know what you do with him. What you do with Paddy now is he's going to be ranked number 7. Like, he's going to be fighting for the next fight he will fight will be a contention fight. If he wins his next fight, he fights for the title. So it's just a matter of who that's kind of going to be. But yeah, I think there's a lot of options for Paddy, but we'll go over that quickly in a minute. Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez. I said that I'd be happy to be wrong about this, and I'm very happy that I am. Volkanovski looked great. He looked like the Volkanovski of old. I didn't really realize, actually, kind of like how close their reach was. Like, Diego Lopez, like, for a taller guy, like, doesn't really have very long arms, and Volkanovski, I didn't realize, had very long arms for his proportions. So, yeah, guys, I mean, Diego Lopez had his moments where he knocked Volk down, which was a crazy moment, but I mean, he's got a lot of power in his shots, Diego. Like, every time he, like, swings, you can tell. Like, if it lands, it's going to land and it's going to hurt. But Volk was good at circling. He landed. It's crazy how Diego took some of those shots that Volk landed. But, yeah, guys, I think Volkanovski, first guy or whatever, he did it. He broke the curse. Double champ, let's go. Age 36, not that old, looks very good. Diego Lopez, future's bright. He looked very good against arguably the best featherweight of all time. So yeah, there's that, guys. I think Diego Lopez should probably go on to fight Yair Rodriguez. I think that you can't give Yair Rodriguez a title shot because he recently fought Volk, so you can't do that. He just beat Pitbull. You can give him the fight versus Diego because Diego will probably need 2 more fights to get back to a title shot. So that's what I think you do with Diego Lopez. You naturally put them on that Mexico card. Coming up in September, October, whatever it is, you put Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez. That's the fight to make for them. For Volkanovski, Movsar Evloev, a guy who's undefeated in the division. It's just the natural. It's the natural next step for Volkanovski. He said that, like, he wants to. I think that one of the reporters was talking about that being in, like, September. He's like, dude, like, I want to fight before that. I want to fight 2 times before the year ends. So that's great. Volk's back to it. We love to fucking see it, guys, because we love Volkanovski. He's just great. Diego Lopez looked good, and he'll be back. Overall, a good card. I guess quickly we can run through some of the matchups we could make for some of these guys. Well, I think Michael Chandler should fight a guy like Fares Ziam. Like, he's probably going to be ranked now out of the top 10. Like, see at the top, he likes to say. See at the top 15. But I like Michael Chandler, man. He's great. He's exciting. It's just, any sort of, like, he's not going to get a title shot. That was kind of it for him. That was it. It was his chance to beat an undefeated up-and-coming guy and maybe kind of get him back in the conversation and cement his, at least, ranking. But, yeah, now it's kind of... there's nowhere kind of to go right now for him. So he can give other guys who are coming up outside of the rankings a chance. So you can fight a guy like Perez or whatever. Also do Dominic Reyes versus Jan Blachowicz. Like there's some good stuff that you can do after this. So I think you have your championship for the women's strawweight division. You have Verna versus Zhang Wei Li, and then after that, Zhang can fight. She can fight Valentina Shevchenko because Valentina is already matched up with Manon Fiorot. So there's that, guys. There's a lot of stuff you can kind of do after this card. But yeah, we have a bit of a break. The next card will be April 26th, which will be Ian Machado Gary stepping in late notice to fight Carlos Prates. That'll be a good card. I'm probably going to break that down with a buddy of mine on Friday, which will be my first guest appearance. And we'll be giving our takes for that upcoming card. I want to leave that all for the card, but it is a decent card as far as a fight night goes. I'm actually very excited to watch this. There's some good matchups on it. Sugar Sean O'Malley has been training with Israel Adesanya. What else has really been happening? Yeah, I mean, we're going to get some... I think we're going to get a lot of information on some fights coming up, like what's going to happen with Ilya Topuria soon. So hopefully we get some clarity for that. After Patty's win, I think it was MMA Junkie or something, he had a conversation with Dustin Poirier where like they kind of, gave Patty his flowers and kind of talked about, where he's at now and that he's someone to be feared now in the division. So he's legit, basically, as Dustin Poirier put it. But Dustin Poirier was kind of talking, and they were kind of like he couldn't really, he obviously can't talk about who he's fighting next, but it leads me to believe, I think he said they're going to announce it in the next 2 weeks. I think that Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway 3 is what's going to happen. I really do. Like, he mentioned everyone else, like, who would kind of be like a good fight for like a Patty. Like, he was just talking about some matchups or whatever, and he was matching up a lot of the guys. And there's one guy in particular who he didn't mention. So that leads me to believe that Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 3 is happening, guys. So I just wanted to make a quick video recapping the card. I know it's a little late in the week, but it had to be done. I'm going to start making more content because I love doing it. And yeah, I just needed a couple days to kind of rest up. But we're back, guys. We're better than ever. Our picks are strong. They're going to be even stronger this weekend. And we'll get back to you with a video. Basement Breakdown out. Brace yourself.